Ontario's Auditor General just released a report that is so scathing for the Ford government that not only did they immediately hire a new Auditor General, but they decided to take the Christmas break a week early and are now taking a 10-week vacation. So let's go through what Doug Ford doesn't want you talking about for the next 10 weeks. The report shows that Doug Ford promised Thermi, a foreign company, that he would build them a dedicated parking lot for their spa. And while the government says it's no longer going to be built underground and it's now going to be built at Ontario Place, this is still going to cost us hundreds of millions of dollars. And Ford signed a contract saying that it has to be built between 2028 and 2030. And if it's not built by then, the province has to pay this foreign company a penalty. And this contract is strict because Ontario has to build this parking garage within 650 meters of the entrance of the spa. Not only that, the government's decision to move the science center was based on incomplete information, with a massive and consistent lack of consultation being an issue for this government. And they didn't even fully account for the costs of moving the science center. Not only that, they didn't consult with all stakeholders, including school boards, and one of the reasons cited for moving it was to help fill the car park that was demanded by Thermi, the spa company. I haven't even begun to talk about our healthcare issues, with Ontario having absolutely no plan to deal with the staffing shortages, because their plan so far has been to use private nursing agencies. Hospitals' reliance on these nursing agencies has gone up by 25%, and they are being paid 2 to 3 times more than what a hospital would pay a regular nurse. Ontario hospitals will pay up to $50 an hour for a nurse, but they start paying private nursing agencies at $100 an hour. And that doesn't mean the nurse is making more money. It means that a private intermediary is collecting that. And these staffing shortages seen by hospitals and ERs are causing massive issues in our healthcare system, the province's lack of a strategy being directly to blame. And so far this year alone, there's been almost 1,200 ER closures, and at least 203 of those can be directly attributed to the province's inability to properly staff hospitals, because they don't want to pay nurses. They would rather pay double or triple the cost to a private nursing agency. It's one of the largest private nursing agencies in the province, being owned by the former Conservative Premier of Ontario, Mike Harris's wife. We haven't even gotten into the fact that most of the ads that the Ontario government ran last year were partisan in direct violation of the rules that Ford set forward himself, with the taxpayer essentially footing the bill for $25 million in conservative advertising. They also made changes to the G-Class driving test without doing a full review, and this is going to cause safety issues on our roads. Many city drivers opting to take their tests in less complex rural areas, which leads to those drivers crashing more frequently. But don't worry, recently Service Ontario employees actually provided auto thieves with drivers' information. So not everything bad to do with driving is Doug Ford's fault. There's an incomprehensibly large amount of information on this Auditor General's report. If there's anything specific you want me to do a deep dive into, leave it in the comments down below.